If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can.
Now okay.
Now okay.
Hi everybody.
Good morning.
Here we are, Mondays with Paul
And Bev.
or Bev and Paul. Hi.
Hi.
Here we go.
Here we go.
We have a full 20 minutes with you today.
Yes.
And what's the first thing we wanted to go? Oh, what we did this weekend.
It was a busy weekend,
There it is.
wasn't it? There
Yes.
is the Holiday Bazaar.
It was.
It was wonderful, wasn't it?
You know how you spell bazaar?
I do.
B-A-Z-A-A-R. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, it was great. I had some wonderful vendors.
Right.
Thank you to all of you,
Thank you, yes.
for participating.
You guys were great.
And yeah, it was wonderful. I was busy, a lot of people coming through, and it was just a great time to get together. You know,
It was.
just share.
And if you'll notice here, there we are doing BioTouch right on Pima Street.
Right on Pima Street.
Right on Pima Street. It is amazing how you can do BioTouch on a trafficked road, and people would sit down, they'd get the work done right there. You can see, there's Pima Street.
Yep.
And people still, at the end of it, would open their eyes and go, wow. It's incredible.
I know.
So BioTouch, it does work even on Pima Street.
Well, you know, what we've always known and said. You don't have to have an agenda. You can just, all you have to do is touch, and it's, all of that connection between the two of us, the relationship that's going on with BioTouch. It's so present. Everything else just kind of seems to disappear. Yeah.
So we got a chance to see that. And this week now, we have the DreamCatcher. Tell us again what the DreamCatcher is.
Well, the DreamCatcher, just really an amazing opportunity, I think, for us to engage in it's a global project that was really envisioned by a lovely woman, Lorraine Mills.
Right.
And it's about a collectiveness. It's about people coming together and creating something, and it's so heartfelt. And so we're very honored to it's hanging on this beautiful wall in our center, and once a week
we put somebody in the middle.
Yep.
To energize everything in the DreamCatcher in that person's life. And this week we have Genny Garner.
Jenny, yay.
Perfect picture. That was in North Carolina.
Yes,
we took that.
beautiful.
And, Genny is in the middle. She's in Tucson, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And when we told her about that yesterday, that she was in it, she just was like so grateful.
I know.
Gratefulness.
She was, because she had told me anyway, when she had seen what we were going to do with the DreamCatcher, what an honor it would be to be in the center of that for a week. And so she was holding that anyway.
And so she's in it this week.
She's in it.
And it's funny because her gratefulness came right after she had actually swallowed a bee yesterday.
Isn't that
Right.
that was
Swallowed a bee, and then all of a sudden she found out this incredible meaning of that, and then she found that she was in the DreamCatcher. So
there you go.
best to Genny.
Yes.
She'll be in there for the week. If you'd like to be in the DreamCatcher, just send us a picture and your name and where you're at, and we'll put you into the hat, and then Bev chooses somebody on the weekend, and,
Yep.
and you're there on Monday.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about the gratefulness, that's this month's theme.
That's this month's thing.
Thankfulness and gratefulness.
Yes. Yeah.
So we read this, we had an article that was sent to us from one of our board members.
Yes.
And it
Lila.
was, yes, and it was about happiness and how contagious happiness is. And the research and the study that's being done is actually that happiness, even if you live next door to somebody, can actually be contagious and 25% more happy just in your neighborhood. Now, I don't know where they're getting these numbers, but it's an interesting thought.
Well, what's so interesting about it is, when I first read this, I thought, the connectedness that we're always talking about, there's no distinction. It just happens. I mean, we're so interconnected with each other that all of that just gets passed on. So amazing.
Another reason we're grateful for BioTouch. I mean, it's just that doing that greeting. Well, there's just a gratefulness in it. It's interesting too, because a part of this also talked about gratitude has been shown to deliver a long list of beneficial health effects.
Wow.
And those things, and those things that they say is it improves ability to cope with stress, reduce anxiety, improve sleep, and better heart health. Now, you're going to really like this one, because when we did the research with Dr. Stevenson. Were you around when we did that?
No, that was before my time, yeah.
Hundreds of people that we worked with in different research projects with Dr. Stevenson, Dr. Schwartz, but Dr. Stevenson also did some blood spot testing, and she did some saliva testing, so she checked hormone levels.
Right.
And she created what we call the stress chart. And we would just like to show that the stress cycle, it is.
Amazing, isn't it?
And she showed exactly what they're showing here with happiness and gratitude.
Yeah.
That somehow doing BioTouch creates the ability to improve your immune system and your cortisol levels. And if you'll notice here on this chart, and I'll just talk while it's up here, everything on top are all the stresses that come into our life.
Every day.
Every day.
Bombarded.
And those two little lines in the middle that go to immune dysregulation and cortisol dysregulation, that's what happens to most of us.
Yes.
In our everyday life, which turns into things like dementia, cardiovascular disease, tumors, mood disorders. And if you'll see those dotted lines coming in from the side, that's what she found out happened when you did BioTouch, which then increased what she found interleukin-12 levels, which improved immune system function, and improved cortisol release, which improves quality of life. And increases activity of the genes that fight infection and cancer and promote healthy aging. Incredible.
Yeah, and when I was reading some of the research on that, it was really great, because her finding, and she says, so her finding is that with BioTouch, if you could get BioTouch once a week, it would so greatly improve the quality of your life, your health. And, because I know when I go in and get my own session, I just have this feeling of, being cared for, and I feel so good. I feel happy. I feel at peace.
And it's really about the gratefulness.
Yeah. So I had a thought this morning about, since our whole monthly theme in a month where we give thanks, especially, that I was kind of relating being thankful and grateful to BioTouch itself. And when you are in a place where you're just thinking about what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for, it just brings you into yourself. You're just present with yourself. And I thought, that's what happens when we do that greeting.
That's right.
And when we do BioTouch, it allows each of us, recipient and practitioner, to just be present with our own selves, and then we get to share in that relationship, that interconnectedness with each other.
Which is interesting, because that's our mission.
Boy, it
is. Our mission, our vision here is to encourage all people to take responsibility for their own health care, empower them to assist others, and create a community of people worldwide dedicated to service, self-awareness, and recognizing the equality of all humanity, thus forming a chain which shall go on indefinitely.
Definitely.
And this article just showed it, just living next to people. So even this center here.
Boy.
And creating this opportunity globally for people to just reclaim their birthright, to be happy.
Right.
And grateful.
The center itself is such a heart space. It really is. It's just, people feel that when they walk in. But in our efforts to extend and to circulate BioTouch into every home in the world. It's like this circulatory web of love that is extending, and this article is part of that. We're just, you can't help it. It's just pervades all of our cells practically in our lives.
And this becomes an easy way to do it. You know, like we did there out on Pima Street. Let's show that again. Just right there. I mean, we're creating happiness and gratefulness right there. And it's interesting because every time we do BioTouch with somebody, the first thing we say to people is thank you.
We do, don't we?
We say thank you.
We say thank you. I don't know, there's something about that at the end of the session. And I was told that when I was taking the courses. Oh, no. And it's true. The first time I was really working with the recipient, when I got through, it just poured out of me. Thank you. I'm so grateful to...
I mean, without the person allowing us to touch them,
I know.
we wouldn't be able to be grateful to be able to do BioTouch.
Right.
I mean, it is such a
it's so
powerful.
We're so connected to each other. It's incredible.
And it's interesting with Facebook. Like here we are, we're on this little 20-minute thing.
Yeah.
And people are seeing this all over the world. And everybody who gets a chance to tune into it, if we all we're just talking happiness, we're talking about gratefulness. Now if we would just do the points and really tune into, you know, that greeting, we should show the greeting again. You know, just that one thing that really...
The key that unlocks the door.
Unlocks the door to gratefulness.
Right.
So let me just stand up again.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay.
Clear my belly once again.
So here we go, Paul. So
there we are.
The greeting set, you're always going to use your dominant hand. First two fingers, you're going to locate that soft tissue just below the bottom of the breastbone. And you're just going to hold each point 6 to 8 seconds.
Show those two fingers.
Those two fingers.
Yeah, there you go.
The index and the middle finger. That's what we're going to use. And we're just touching that very lightly on the skin. And that's the first point of the greeting set. The second point is located on the back. And there's what we call a big bone at the base of the neck. You're just going to be 1 to 1.5 inches to the left of that big bone. Again, using your dominant hand, very lightly, holding 6 to 8 seconds. And that is the greeting set. And I mean, it opens everything.
It does.
It opens all the possibilities.
So if everybody out there, just pick somebody and do the greeting set on.
Just do it very lightly, touching another person lightly on the skin.
And just that alone starts the healing process. And like it talked about here, you know, mood neurotransmitters, reproductive hormones are improved, social bonding hormones, oxytocin they call it, blood pressure and cardiac. Again, let's show that stress cycle. There it is, just putting BioTouch there in the middle, you know, improves the quality of our life.
There you
and
have.
Promotes what Kenna really liked, healthy aging.
Yes.
You know, she always said, I can make people live longer with a lot of, you know, intervention, but I can't do anything for the quality.
I know.
And that's what she liked about BioTouch.
That really stayed with me when she made that statement. Once a week, BioTouch, just once a week, can greatly improve the quality of our lives. I mean, that really impressed me. That was very powerful.
There's our manual.
There's our manual.
Just to remind you, you can get those. You can actually go online and download the first 10 pages, which includes the greeting right there. And it has a link to the video, shows somebody doing it.
Yes.
And you can download that for free. That doesn't cost you anything. Just go online and download it, give us your email, and it'll automatically send you the first 10 pages
first
for free.
10 pages.
That should go everywhere.
I know.
Everywhere. Just the first 10 pages.
Well, we're making it very accessible to everyone. That's our mission.
And then there is ways to get the whole manual, either in a hard copy or with our ebook version.
Right.
And that's about with a membership.
With the membership.
Which we are starting, and I don't have the photo for that yet. But
that's
our
right.
Give
a
a gift of love. Give a membership.
A membership of love.
So we'll talk more about that next week.
I
we'll
think
have
so.
That all together.
We'll have it together, and because we just started that campaign on the 1st anyway.
Right.
So.
So what I want to do is we're talking about gratefulness.
Oh.
So here's the book. There's Deborah. the author of our book, BioTouch Healing with the Power in Our Fingertips. And while we're showing that, I just want to read a little from the foreword by Gary Schwartz that talks about gratefulness. And he says, "The kind of love that BioTouch fosters is a high level of love, including empathy, compassion, caring, kindness, gentleness, protection, safety, warmth, gratitude, appreciation, and respect." I mean,
goodness.
you know,
He gets it.
he got it. When he did the
got it.
research with BioTouch, he really saw that BioTouch is such a way to express our gratitude to one another.
You know, it really is.
And we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to philosophize about it. We don't have to have a belief system about it. It's that inherent thing we all want to live in, is gratefulness and happiness. And this is just a way to do it, and we don't have to think about it.
No, and I think a true gift that it does that. There's nothing, it just comes through naturally, and every single one of us, it's inherent in us to recognize BioTouch, to do BioTouch, to receive BioTouch. It's for us. It is for humanity, period. And that's why it's so easy and simple.
And there it is. That's where we need to start it.
Look at those
with
babies.
The kids. Yes, that's where we need to. Now, those kids aren't babies anymore.
No,
but
they're not. But when that was,
they're all married and have kids of their own.
and I'm sure they're doing BioTouch with their babiys.
Yeah, but there's where we get to start it.
But that's it, right there,
and
in the home with each other.
We had a young lady come with her son yesterday. He's being homeschooled by her. And they just moved here.
her.
Yeah, they just moved here.
Oh.
And they came, she's been driving by, walking by, and she always wondered what this was about.
Yeah.
So she saw our tent, and she came, and she and her son sat down, and we did BioTouch. And he loved it. And he's been getting a lot of migraines, and they don't know why, and they're sending him to specialists and this and that. And they just moved here. And we just said, look, you keep doing that, but just add BioTouch. It's so simple. And he loved it, and he's old enough to learn it.
Oh.
And so hopefully they'll take us up on it and create that in the family in conjunction with whatever the medical system is seeking for in testing.
Right.
But
We always encourage that because BioTouch is so integrative and it's so complementary to, every single modality or whatever regimen you're on, it's just going to be enhanced by introducing BioTouch into that. Yeah.
one other thing Gary talked about, and if you want to get the book, we can get it online. He also said, as you explore Deborah's gracious and grateful book, my wish is that you become filled, as I did, with the wonder and promise that BioTouch offers all of us, our loved ones, the greater humanity, and nature as a whole.
Boy.
Thanks, Gary. We'll
That
just
is
read that
beautiful.
every week.
I know. It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. Our vision and mission statement in our manual, I read that all the time. Of course,
Start
we
our
read
board
it
meetings.
with our board meeting.
Yeah.
And every time I read it, I don't care how many times I read it, it instills in me the power of us. Yeah.
So on that one, that was another quick 20 minutes.
It goes fast when you're
Did
having
we say
fun.
everything?
When you're
did.
happy and fun.
Yeah, when you're having happy and fun. So we're grateful that you've allowed us to come into your home, into your phone, into your life.
Into your life.
Yes.
I'm very thankful for that,
Yes.
to have the opportunity this is just another way that we can extend out into the world an amazing opportunity for all of us to come into our birthright and to increase the level of our happiness and our gratefulness in our own lives. Yeah.
So thank you. We love you, and we'll see you again next week. Yeah?
Next week.
All right. This is Paul.
This is Bev. Have a glorious week, everyone.
See ya.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand a healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action. I know you have heard these beautiful words.